So, what is on our mind this morning around live momentum? We had a fabulous conversation in the last hour about snacks and s'mores and all the goodness. Ooh, we had a good idea here in the chat, starting to get Becky's ideas going. You are the opening act, main stage, and the after party. That is amazing. That kind of goes, hype human. There's some correlation there.
Yeah, I love that you said the after party, because that's actually that is with my video podcast series. I ran that for 2.5 years. I paused it for 2021 so that I could focus on rebrand and pulling all the things together. And I was calling like the little interviews that I was doing with the guests to put out on social media. Those are the after party. Like I would do a recording for the video podcast, and then it would be like the deeper secret dive, and I would share those to intrigue people to come and watch the full episode on the video podcast. So I like that you said the after party, because I definitely have used those words to resonate with my personality.
Yeah, I love that. I've been thinking about doing an after party of the podcast on Clubhouse. But the podcast is already so late that I don't know if people will really come to an after party. So then I was thinking about doing some kind of recap the next day in like the morning time.
Yeah, like a coffee chat kind of thing.
Yeah. Or it could be chocolate and chat. That would be a Foxy brand.
After party coffee
that'd
cake.
be more me. But I don't know if other people necessarily eat chocolate in the morning, but I do. So.
There's chocolate and mochas.
Yeah.
Yeah, or chocolate for breakfast.
Or maybe that's how you find your peeps. They're hiding. They're maybe not showing their chocolate on screen in the morning, but they're there.
Yes. And that brings us till 10 after. So we will get to it. And for those that won't be back, enjoy. We'll see you later. And Becky, I'll see you back at the end.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Minutes here to Mastermind. And I wonder, in this time that you had, because you basically spent the majority of your time masterminding, like when you have this time that you spend like looking for language and coming up with information and content things, like where do you go for inspiration? How do you come up with the things?
Well, it's a combination. I kind of go all over for inspiration. I look at Pinterest a lot of times for a specific topic. I look at, I actually search on whatever platform I'm on. I'll go into the search and type in, one of my main focuses, which is, connection or focus or fear. Like I'll actually type in whatever my my focus is, and I'll search to see what I look for. If it's funny, if it's like pulls me in for any way, really, if it draws my attention, then I kind of pay attention to it. And like TikTok, I don't know. I don't really have a rhythm in there. It's just if I feel like it is funny, or if it is heartfelt in some way, then I'll again, if it's anything that really draws my attention, then there's something to it. I just kind of follow my gut on what makes sense for me and my ideal people. And then the other part of it is that so my other part of my hour was like think tanking on, words about who I am. And I have Suze to support me in that. So I have someone that supports seeing me and helps me mirror that back, right? Like I say the words, she mirrors it back to me, and I'm like, dang, that's good. And then I know that actually they were my words, but I don't catch them enough. So a lot of the times it's going back to videos and listening to what I say, what Suze hears me say, and kind of have that foundation of conversations to go off of to build from there. So I don't know, it's kind of all over the place. I look for inspiration in pretty much anything.
Nice. So how do you pull it all together into a cohesive place?
Well, give me an example. Like what's something you saw or thought of that you're
Well,
like, how
like
does someone
right
do it?
now, like you're taking all of this inspiration and bringing it into very specific language on like opening, closing, MC. Like how do you take all of this like brainstorming and bring it into that very specific place?
What's interesting is that that's what I'm told is like my genius is like finding the connecting thread. So I'm really good at finding like you being able to throw out a bunch of puzzle pieces and I can connect them. So I'm not really sure how I do it. I hear the things that, or I see the things that are somehow connected or similar, or they work well together, even if you wouldn't notice that they go together, that I follow my gut to say what it is. And there's generally like a common thread or a common theme to, whatever the topic is. And I don't know. I'm told that people have told me so many times, like, you connected that very fast. And like, I have no idea. Like, I feel like I don't know.
Huh.
I don't know that I have a complete method to like how that happens, but it's about the experience, I think, that has something to do with it, that I've always been like a full experience person. So, what I'm hearing, what I'm seeing, but then also how I'm feeling when that's happening, kind of pulls things together for me. And so in like the growth spurt, for example, like Amy Mead talking about how she said, I have this, I don't really know. And she gave the ideas. And then she's like, and Becky put it together on the very first time. And I've heard that so many times from people about, they have all these passions, they have all these things, but they're not really sure how to, have them make sense. And I like will say, I'll talk to them, I'll say something, I'm like, I think that this is like a common theme, and then it's kind of just like an aha thing for them, like, oh, that makes sense. But then I feel like Susie does that for me. So it's just, I think it's something with we're too close to our own things. So having someone that's like listening and paying attention to like what you need, and then you're saying it, but you don't know because you're too close. It's blurred vision with it being too close. So having someone to be able to mirror that back to you is a benefit. As long as you're in a safe space that you're actually being truthful to yourself and honest with what you need or what you're looking for, then it's one of those things that can be connected by someone that's paying attention to the details.
I like that.
Yeah,
That makes a lot of sense.
I wish I had a formula to tell you.
Well, maybe as you continue to talk, Suze will come up with the formula that you you have in that zone of genius.
Yep, that's exactly right. She comes up with the equations and I'm like, oh yeah, we can replicate that with this equation. I say the word, she puts it together, and there you have it. I like that idea. I'll make sure to tell her that. We're gonna come up with an equation for how I put things together.
There you go.
Puzzle pieces is part of my branding, putting the puzzle pieces together. So it's been kind of a fun thing to see my things coming together, because I can so easily do it for everybody else. And that's the double-edged sword, right?
Yes. Well, maybe you'll continue to put the puzzle pieces together through the day for yourself.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
with that, it brings us to the top of the hour. And so I'm